25 most brutal arcade games ever explored. Introduction. Hello fellow gamers. In today's video, we are diving into the 25 most brutal games that redefined the entire arcade experience, adding an extra layer of carnage and blood that would make your spine tingle with fear and sometimes excitement. Each game on this list is a testament to that era, where bloody battles and heart-pounding encounters turned simple gameplay into a visceral contest of skill and endurance. The atmosphere was raw, the challenges unforgiving, and every match a plunge into an arena of explosive action. Ready to relive the era of explosive intensity and relentless showdowns? Smash that like button, subscribe, and join the journey into the most savage battlegrounds of arcade history. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, 1995. Arcade. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 roars into the arcade scene with a ferocity that redefined fighting games. Set against a dark, fantastical backdrop, this 1995 installment plunges players into a brutal tournament where champions from Earthrealm face off against sinister warriors from other dimensions. The narrative pulses with high stakes and mythic valor, as each combatant battles not only for personal honor, but also for the fate of entire worlds. Every clash unfolds like a visceral showdown, where each fighter's unique story intertwines with the overarching struggle between light and darkness. The gameplay is a masterclass in controlled chaos. Fluid movement, rapid-fire combos, and meticulously timed special moves define the experience. The introduction of the run button injects a dynamic twist, enabling combatants to close distances or retreat with strategic precision. The game's mechanics reward both defensive ingenuity and aggressive onslaughts, challenging players to anticipate and counter their opponent's every move. Each bout is a test of split-second decision-making, where even a minor lapse can lead to a cascade of brutal fatalities. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 expertly fuses precise controls with an inviting design that welcomes both seasoned fighters and newcomers. Its expansive roster boasts cherished veterans alongside intriguing new faces, each displaying signature moves that radiate raw power and unrefined elegance. Every character offers a unique fighting style, creating a vibrant tapestry of explosive encounters. The finishing moves, renowned for their dramatic flair, serve as a powerful reminder of the game's commitment to over-the-top spectacle. These climactic executions aren't just cosmetic, they embody the fierce intensity of each match, where split-second decisions and precise inputs often tip the scales between victory and defeat. Every duel becomes a masterclass in balancing calculated defense with daring offense, making every bout a relentless showcase of skill, strategy, and uncompromising arcade action. House of the Dead 2, 1998. Arcade. House of the Dead 2 unleashes a nightmarish descent into a world overrun by the undead, where every corridor hides a fresh surge of terror. The sequel ramps up the suspense, drawing players into a storyline steeped in mystery and dark conspiracies. As a new outbreak spirals out of control, an elite task force is thrust into a perilous mission to uncover the origins of the nightmare while battling a relentless horde of grotesque creatures. The narrative weaves tension and urgency through its unexpected twists and pulse-pounding chases, setting the stage for a truly harrowing experience. Gameplay in House of the Dead 2 is an exercise in precision and quick reflexes. The on-rails shooter format catapults players into meticulously crafted environments that blend claustrophobic terror with explosive action. Every trigger pull sends a cascade of chaos, with splatters of digital gore marking the battlefield. Enemies emerge from darkened alcoves and shadowy corners, each encounter demanding rapid decision-making and sharp shooting skills. The integration of interactive cutscenes and dynamic enemy patterns keeps the adrenaline pumping, ensuring that no two moments feel the same. Beyond the visceral gunplay, the game delights with intricately designed levels and boss battles that challenge both strategy and nerve. Each stage is a labyrinth of decaying structures and eerie soundscapes designed to unsettle and immerse. The fluidity of movement combined with responsive aiming creates a seamless fusion of cinematic storytelling storytelling and arcade action. House of the Dead 2 stands as a testament to the era's fearless approach to horror gaming, a brutal blend of narrative depth, relentless combat, and atmospheric dread that continues to captivate players with its raw intensity. Metal Slug 3 2000 Arcade. Ever wondered what it's like to dive headfirst into a whirlwind of explosive chaos and relentless action? Metal Slug 3 shatters the boundaries of arcade warfare with a relentless pace and wild, unrestrained energy that leaves no room for hesitation. The storyline catapults players into a world teetering on the brink of total mayhem, a battleground where rebel forces confront bizarre, formidable foes in a spectacle of audacious combat and inventive weaponry. Every level in Metal Slug 3 bursts with frenetic, side-scrolling action, blending over-the-top humour with nail-biting peril. The game offers a kaleidoscope of vividly animated backdrops, ranging from war-torn landscapes to surreal, otherworldly terrains. Explosions light up the screen as tanks roar by, and each enemy encounter escalates into a symphony of bullet-splattered carnage and daring maneuvers. Fluid character movements and responsive controls transform every match into a high-octane dance between precision shooting and agile dodging. What truly sets this installment apart is its ingenious level design and the eclectic array of power-ups scattered throughout the battlefield. Hidden vehicles, secret paths, and cleverly timed challenges keep the adrenaline surging as players master both combat and strategy. Every moment is a test of tactical brilliance and lightning-fast reflexes, with the balance between risk and reward intensifying as the game progresses. Metal Slug 3 isn't just an arcade shooter, it's an immersive, wild ride through a universe of blistering battles, unexpected twists, and vivid, brutal spectacle. Primal Rage 1994 Arcade. Ever wondered what it truly means to witness a clash between colossal beasts that embody the raw forces of nature? Primal Rage thrusts players into a brutal arena where ancient titans, remnants of a forgotten epoch, wage war with unyielding savagery. Set in a dystopian future where humanity's legacy flickers in the shadow of these behemoths, every confrontation pulses with a relentless intensity. The narrative unfolds as a saga of survival and dominance, where every brawl echoes with the roar of primordial might, and every bone-crushing impact reverberates like a heartbeat of the earth itself. In this unforgiving world, characters aren't mere fighters. They are living legends forged in the heat of battle. Each warrior boasts a unique fighting style, a distinct blend of raw power and instinctive agility that transforms every duel into a chaotic ballet of violence. The signature strikes of these titans, laced with explosive energy and brutal precision, leave trails of digital carnage that testify to their formidable prowess. Stages in Primal Rage serve as more than mere backdrops. They are dynamic landscapes that mirror the devastation and primal chaos of the conflict. From scorched battlefields littered with shattered remnants of civilization to eerie, mist-shrouded arenas echoing with the cries of ancient wars, every environment intensifies the stakes. The controls are responsive and razor-sharp, demanding split-second decisions that can turn the tide of a fierce skirmish. A delicate balance of strategic defense and audacious offense is required to navigate the relentless barrage of attacks, making each match a test of both skill and nerve. Samurai Shodown V Special 2004 Arcade. Step onto a battlefield where every clash of steel writes a new chapter in a saga of honor and relentless fury. Samurai Shodown V Special transports players into a feudal realm charged with ancient grudges and the weight of destiny. Here, each warrior carries a storied legacy, their blades speaking volumes in silent duels that echo with tradition and raw determination. The narrative weaves through a tapestry of revenge, honor, and the pursuit of redemption, setting the stage for encounters that are as much about personal valor as they are about survival. In the heart of the action, each duel unfolds like a meticulously choreographed dance where timing and intuition reign supreme. The gameplay demands precision. Every parry, every counter, and every decisive strike is a testament to the skill honed over years of training. Unique character abilities come into play, blending age-old martial techniques with unexpected modern twists. Vivid arenas add depth to this immersive experience, ranging from mist-shrouded bamboo groves to rain-soaked temple courtyards that pulse with the echoes of ancient battles. These settings do more than just provide a backdrop. They intensify every confrontation, wrapping the player in an atmosphere thick with anticipation and historical weight. Samurai Shodown V Special is a masterclass in combining narrative with gameplay, where each encounter not only challenges reflexes, but also immerses you in the storied heritage of its characters. Its blend of precise mechanics and character-driven storytelling invites players to lose themselves in a world where every strike carries the weight of centuries of martial honor. Splatterhouse, 1988, Arcade. Splatterhouse, 1988, crashes into the arcade scene as a visceral descent into a nightmarish world of horror and brutality. In this twisted classic, the storyline follows a lone, hulking figure trapped in a dilapidated mansion, overrun by malevolent forces. The narrative is as dark as it is captivating, weaving a tale of survival against grotesque creatures and demonic presences that lurk in every shadow. As the monstrous protagonist battles through waves of terror, the backdrop of crumbling architecture and eerie, flickering lights sets the stage for an unforgettable confrontation with the macabre. The gameplay is an unrelenting blend of beat-em-up action and survival horror, challenging players to master a delicate balance between raw aggression and strategic maneuvering. Each level is meticulously designed to heighten the tension, with narrow corridors and expansive rooms that hide sinister secrets and deadly traps. With every punch, kick, and devastating combo, players are thrust into a relentless cycle of blood-soaked combat, where precision and timing are paramount. The controls are tight and responsive, enabling a fluid yet forceful approach to dispatching the nightmarish horde. Splatterhouse's arsenal is as distinctive as its setting, ranging from brutal melee attacks to the occasional use of makeshift weapons scavenged from the gruesome environment. The game's design emphasizes a raw, unfiltered presentation of horror, where every encounter is laced with palpable tension and the promise of visceral carnage. The detailed, gory visuals are complemented by a haunting soundtrack that amplifies the oppressive atmosphere, ensuring that every moment is steeped in dread and excitement. In essence, Splatterhouse, 1988, stands as a landmark in arcade horror, combining intense action with a deeply immersive, macabre narrative that challenges players to confront the very essence of terror.
Power up.
Altered Beast, 1988, Arcade. Stepping up to the cabinet of Altered Beast in 1988 was like opening the door to an entirely different dimension. I still recall that electrifying moment, the anticipation as the screen flickered to life and the mythic narrative unfolded before my eyes. In this game, I embarked on a quest to rescue a kidnapped soul, navigating a world steeped in ancient legends and fierce combat. Each level was a test of my agility and strategy, blending the thrill of adventure with the challenge of relentless foes. Taking hold of the joystick, I plunged into battles where every encounter demanded precise timing and decisive action. As I progressed, I discovered that each power-up triggered an astonishing transformation, morphing me into a beast of unparalleled might. This metamorphosis wasn't merely a visual flourish, it dramatically shifted the pace of combat, allowing me to shatter enemies with a newfound ferocity that was both exhilarating and demanding. The game's environments captivated me with their haunting beauty and intricate details. I traversed sprawling, shadowy landscapes and crumbling ruins that echoed with the legends of old, each setting meticulously designed to immerse me deeper into the experience. The soundtrack, pulsating with thunderous beats and mysterious melodies, further heightened the intensity of every moment, making making each victory and setback feel profoundly significant. Altered Beast wasn't just an arcade game, it redefined my understanding of arcade adventures, merging myth, muscle, and mesmerizing visuals into an experience that continues to resonate long after the screen goes dark. Smash TV 1990 Arcade. Smash TV 1990 reimagines the traditional game show format by thrusting players into a dystopian spectacle where survival is the ultimate prize. Set against a backdrop of a hyper-commercialized future, contestants find themselves navigating a twisted, televised battleground where every moment is a fight for freedom. The game's narrative sketches out a world where the glitz of entertainment collides with the grim reality of combat, creating a setting that is both engaging and unsettling. The gameplay centers around dual-stick mechanics, demanding precise control as players maneuver through chaotic arenas teeming with eccentric, over-the-top adversaries. Rapid decision-making is crucial, with every encounter testing the player's ability to dodge, aim, and dispatch enemies with a diverse arsenal of weaponry. Fast-paced bonus rounds inject additional bursts of intensity, challenging players to score high under the relentless pressure of the ticking clock. Visually, Smash TV captivates with a vibrant array of neon hues and explosive effects that underscore its satirical tone, while a dynamic soundtrack complements the frantic pace of the action. In the heat of battle, every score achieved and enemy defeated contributes to a dynamic display of competitive prowess, reinforcing the intensity of each round. More than just an arcade shooter, Smash TV offers a clever commentary on the extremes of televised entertainment. Its innovative fusion of satire, strategy, and relentless action not only captivates players during every frantic play session, but also leaves a lasting impression as a bold experiment in blending culture with gameplay. Total Carnage 1993 Arcade. Total Carnage transports players into a grim urban battlefield where every encounter demands rapid adaptation and meticulous strategy. Set in a deteriorating metropolis marked by crumbling infrastructure and gritty industrial zones, the game paints a picture of a society on the edge, a landscape where chaos reigns and only the most determined can carve a path through the turmoil. In this arcade shooter, players step into the shoes of a hardened warrior tasked with dismantling enemy forces that have overrun the streets. The controls are designed for dual-axis operation, challenging gamers to coordinate movement and targeting simultaneously. Each level introduces intricate enemy formations and environmental hazards, urging players to fine-tune their tactics with each new challenge. Rather than relying on brute force alone, success hinges on thoughtful maneuvering and the ability to anticipate adversary behavior in dynamic settings. The visual design of Total Carnage is striking, featuring a mix of shadowy alleyways, industrial ruins, and stark urban vistas that create a palpable sense of tension. Detailed sprite animations and explosive effects provide an aesthetic that is both raw and vivid, transforming every skirmish into a visually engaging spectacle. A distinctive soundscape comprising pulsating beats and sharp, impactful sound effects further heightens the intensity, ensuring that every clash and burst of action resonates with a powerful energy. Total Carnage stands as a noteworthy entry in the arcade genre, challenging players to balance swift reflexes with tactical insight. By integrating complex control schemes with richly atmospheric environments, it not only redefined urban combat in arcade games, but also left a legacy as a game that continuously pushes players to rethink their approach in a world where strategy and skill must evolve with every advancing stage. Zombie Revenge 1999 Arcade. Zombie Revenge 1999 immerses players in a transformed urban nightmare where familiar streets have decayed into treacherous battlegrounds overrun by the undead. A mysterious contagion has ripped through the city, turning everyday scenes into desperate arenas of survival and resistance. Amidst the chaos, pockets of determined survivors emerge, fighting not only for their lives, but also to uncover the unsettling truths behind the outbreak. Navigating this crumbling landscape, means moving through narrow, darkened alleyways and vast, ruined boulevards that pulse with an eerie sense of abandonment. Precision and agility become your closest allies as enemy ambushes erupt unpredictably, pushing you to master a fluid control scheme that demands both swift movement and careful aiming. Every confrontation tests your tactical choices, whether it's weaving through relentless waves of infected foes or managing scarce resources in high-stakes skirmishes. The atmosphere of Zombie Revenge is defined by its meticulous attention to detail. Dim, flickering streetlights, the distant echo of collapsing structures, and a soundtrack that weaves haunting industrial rhythms with subtle, suspenseful undertones. These elements combine to create an environment that is as immersive as it is foreboding, drawing players deep into the relentless struggle for survival. Far from a simple shoot-'em-up, Zombie Revenge challenges players to rethink their approach in a world where every decision can shift the balance between despair and hope. The experience goes beyond mere reflex tests, inviting a deeper exploration of a society in ruins and the resilient spirit that battles to reclaim it. Each encounter adds a new layer to the unfolding narrative, ensuring that the fight for survival is as compelling as the mystery that sparked it all. Knar, 1988 arcade. Knar, 1988 is set in a gritty urban war zone where the line between order and chaos is blurred by rampant criminality and unchecked vice. This arcade shooter casts you as an officer determined to bring down a sprawling underworld fueled by drugs and violence. Every level unfolds like a high-stakes operation, with neon-drenched back alleys and industrial complexes providing a stark stage for confrontations that feel both cinematic and pulse-pounding. As the battle rages on, the experience is defined by the intricate balance between relentless action and strategic maneuvering. Armed with a formidable arsenal, you navigate the labyrinth of urban decay, facing waves of foes whose tactics evolve with each encounter. The controls are precise yet demanding, requiring you to juggle rapid movement with pinpoint targeting as you dismantle criminal networks piece by piece. Each decision in the midst of chaos carries weight, transforming moments of intense combat into a test of tactical finesse. The visual tapestry of Knar is unmistakable, a blend of stark, high-contrast imagery that captures the underbelly of a city in turmoil. Gritty textures, flashing police lights, and explosive bursts of colour converge to create an environment that is both disorienting and compelling. Sound design plays a crucial role as well, with an edgy, pulsating score that heightens the tension and propels every encounter forward. Knar stands out not only for its adrenaline-soaked sequences, but also for its ability to evoke a sense of urgency and moral complexity. It challenges players to confront the dark realities of a society gone awry, where each successful takedown is a small victory against an overwhelming tide of corruption. Carnival, 1998 arcade. Carnival, 1998 pulled me into a carnival that felt like a descent into a surreal nightmare. I vividly remember the moment I sat down at the arcade machine, the air thick with anticipation as the screen burst to life, revealing a twisted fairground where familiar attractions had been warped into something unrecognizable. Wandering through its digital corridors, I found myself navigating eerie maze-like paths lined with dilapidated rides and grotesque, oversized clown faces that seemed to watch my every move. Every twist of the joystick brought new surprises, an unsettling mix of whimsical carnival tunes twisted into discordant echoes and sudden, jarring clashes with bizarre foes. At one moment, I was carefully charting a path past booby-trapped bumper cars. The next, I was embroiled in chaotic skirmishes that challenged not just my reflexes, but also my ability to think on my feet. The shifting backdrop, sometimes a decaying parade float, sometimes an abandoned funhouse lit by flickering neon, constantly kept me on edge, blurring the line between amusement and dread. What struck me most was how the game transformed the carnival experience into a personal exploration of fear and fascination. It wasn't merely about surviving the onslaught, it was about immersing myself in an environment that morphed with each step, inviting me to question what lurked beneath its surface. Carnival left me with an unforgettable sense of wonder and unease. A digital carnival that was as captivating as it was unsettling, redefining my ideas of both horror and entertainment. Night Slashers, 1994, arcade. Night Slashers, 1994, throws players into a realm where gothic horror meets frantic martial artistry. In a setting reminiscent of a midnight urban legend, a group of unconventional heroes battles through streets and sewers teeming with grotesque creatures. The game unfolds like a visceral comic book, with each stage painting a dark tableau of supernatural menace and adrenaline-fueled combat. Players are thrust into a frenetic melee where every button press unleashes a flurry of acrobatic strikes and bone-crushing moves. The combat system, refined for rapid exchanges, rewards timing and strategic positioning as enemies swarm from every shadow. Each character boasts a unique fighting style, their attacks infused with cinematic flair that transforms routine battles into spectacles of macabre artistry. The juxtaposition of eerie, foreboding backgrounds with explosive, almost balletic combat creates a distinctive tension throughout the experience. Vividly animated sprites and atmospheric soundscapes work in tandem to elevate the tension, turning each level into a dynamic stage for horror-inflected action. The visual design, marked by blood-splattered streets and dimly lit corridors, reinforces the relentless, almost poetic struggle against the forces of darkness. Sound effects echo with the clang of metal and the guttural roars of monstrous foes, intensifying the immersive feel of every encounter. Night Slashers goes beyond mere button mashing by offering layers of tactical depth that challenge the mind as well as the reflexes. Its ability to blend horror aesthetics with energetic beat-em-up mechanics not only delivers an engaging arcade experience, but also redefines the potential of narrative-driven combat in the arcade arena. As each ferocious encounter builds toward a climactic showdown, Night Slashers stands as a testament to creative design, inviting players to navigate a thrilling dance of danger and valor in a world where every shadow conceals a new threat. Samurai Spirits 5, 2003, arcade. Samurai Spirits 5, 2003 brings players into a world where every clash of blades is a test of honor and vengeful fury. Set in the late 16th century, the game unveils a richly detailed cast of fighters, each embodying a distinct combination of personal history and deadly combat style. This installment in the legendary Samurai Spirits series challenges players with its refined mechanics, brutal pace, and profound connection to the warrior's code. The gameplay immediately lets you feel the weight of each strike. The control system, marked by its emphasis on timing and spacing, allows for an intricate playstyle where defensive precision and well-timed counters are as crucial as visceral, daredevil attacks. Players must constantly read their opponent's moves, as one wrong step could leave them at the mercy of a devastating counterattack. The tension of each duel is heightened by the fearsome power that each character can unleash, with devastating special moves that feel as if even the earth trembles under the force of their impact. Visually, Samurai Spirits 5 excels in crafting scene after scene that transports you to a world steeped in both beauty and brutality. The fight arenas carry a sense of historical gravitas, from moonlit courtyards to lush, wind-swept plains, each backdrop mirroring the internal struggles of the warriors within. The graphics are top-notch for their time, bringing fluid animations and detailed character designs to the forefront. The soundtrack, a stirring blend of traditional Japanese music with intense battle rhythms, immerses players further into the soul of the warrior's journey. Beyond its surface of riveting combat, Samurai Spirits 5 offers a nuanced narrative that speaks to the enduring spirit of the samurai. Each fight is a microcosm of a broader saga, a struggle for personal redemption, the upholding of a noble code, and the pursuit of an elusive equilibrium between duty and desire. Red Earth, 1996, arcade. I vividly remember the day I encountered Red Earth in the arcade back in 1996. From the moment the game began, I was transported into a world that felt as if it had been waiting just for me, a place where ancient legends and raw martial skill merged into a captivating duel of cultures. Stepping into the arena, I chose a fighter whose abilities seemed deeply rooted in elemental forces, each move carrying the weight of traditions long lost to time. Navigating the ever-shifting battlegrounds, I found that every match demanded a careful balance between precision and intuition. It wasn't about memorizing a set of moves. Instead, each encounter challenged me to adapt and respond to a constantly evolving rhythm. I became engrossed in deciphering subtle cues from my opponents, executing well-timed maneuvers that gradually honed my strategy and reflexes. The game's visuals were striking. Intricate backdrops of weathered temples and tumultuous skies made each battle feel like a journey through an ancient, storied landscape. I could almost sense the history of these realms in every carefully crafted detail, a reminder that each combatant was not just fighting for victory, but for a legacy of honor and strength. The sound design further enriched the experience. Deep, resonant chants and percussive beats underscored the tension of each clash, adding an auditory layer that heightened every moment of conflict. Red Earth was more than a test of skill. It was an invitation to immerse myself in a rich narrative of heritage and valor. Each match felt like a personal expedition into the heart of tradition, challenging me to redefine my approach to combat while deepening my appreciation for the artistry of the game. Battletoads, 1994, arcade. Battletoads, 1994, remains a standout title that redefined arcade action with its irreverent charm and unpredictable gameplay. This title isn't just another beat-em-up, it's a meticulously crafted rollercoaster of frenetic brawling and platforming puzzles that keeps players guessing at every turn. Right from the opening sequence, Battletoads sets a unique tone. The game's art direction showcases vibrant, hand-drawn sprites and dynamic animations that inject every punch and leap with palpable energy. The environments range from gritty urban decay to bizarre, fantastical realms, each rendered with an attention to detail that perfectly captures the game's offbeat sense of humor and style. At its core, the gameplay delivers a robust challenge that marries quick reflexes with clever strategy. Every level is a labyrinth of hazards and secret paths, demanding precise timing and an adaptive mindset to overcome unpredictable enemy encounters. The combat mechanics are finely tuned, offering an assortment of moves that feel both satisfying and weighty, each button press leading to visceral, gratifying action that rewards experimentation. The auditory experience complements the visual flair with a soundtrack that fuses hard-hitting beats with quirky, unconventional sound effects. This careful blend of audio cues not only heightens the overall intensity, but also reinforces the game's playful yet relentless pace. Battletoads is as much a test of skill as it is an homage to the inventive spirit of 90s arcade design. Ultimately, Battletoads is more than just a nostalgic relic. It's a benchmark in creative game design that continues to influence modern titles. Its fearless blend of humor, challenge, and visual style sets it apart, making it a timeless reminder of an era when arcade games weren't afraid to push boundaries and break the mold. Time Killers, 1992, arcade. Time Killers, 1992, emerges as one of the more provocative entries in the arcade fighting genre, boldly pushing the boundaries of on-screen violence. With digitized fighters that lend a gritty, unfiltered realism, the game opts for a presentation that doesn't shy away from its bloody subject matter. Its roster features an eclectic mix of characters, each designed to epitomize a raw, unrestrained form of aggression. Every bout is a head-to-head battle where punches and kicks aren't just moves, they're statements of ferocity. The control scheme, while straightforward, demands precision and quick decision-making. Every match challenges you to learn the rhythm of your chosen fighter, mastering intricate combinations that can tip the scales in an all-out brawl. The feel of each movement is deliberate, ensuring that the clash of blows and counters feels weighty and consequential. With every bout, the balance between aggressive offense and tactical defense remains a constant constant puzzle, urging players to fine-tune their instincts and timing. Artistry in Time Killers is defined by its uncompromising aesthetic. The digitized graphics deliver a gritty, almost unfiltered portrayal of violence, while the backdrops, often echoing the harshness of urban decay, serve as fitting stages for these savage confrontations. An aggressive soundtrack intensifies the experience, with pulsating beats that mirror the relentless energy and urgency of each duel. More than a mere exhibition of virtual combat, Time Killers pushes the envelope of arcade fighting with its daring approach to on-screen violence. It sparked debate and controversy in its time, and even now, it serves as a reminder of an era when pushing social boundaries was integral to the evolution of interactive entertainment. Zombie Raid 1995 Arcade. Zombie Raid 1995 delivers an unflinching dive into a nightmarish world where the living dead have claimed the streets. Set against a backdrop of crumbling urban decay, the experience challenges players to navigate treacherous corridors infested with relentless hordes of undead. Every stage unfolds like a claustrophobic maze, with dimly lit alleyways and abandoned buildings providing the perfect stage for encounters that test both reflexes and strategic planning. The control system demands mastery as players maneuver through narrow passageways and open plazas, where each encounter with the undead is as unpredictable as it is brutal. A well-timed burst of action can turn the tide of a skirmish, while a momentary lapse invites overwhelming numbers to close in from all sides. Precision and timing are key, whether fending off a sudden ambush or clearing a path to a safer zone amid the chaos. The artistic direction of Zombie Raid stands out with its stark, gritty representation of a world overrun by decay. Gritty textures and shadowed environments evoke a sense of desolation that heightens every pulse-pounding moment. The ambient sounds, a mix of eerie moans, clattering debris, and distant sirens, further reinforce the tension, immersing players in a landscape where every step is fraught with danger. Moreover, the design of each level is carefully crafted to build suspense and encourage quick thinking. The interplay between open areas and tight corridors forces constant adaptation, ensuring that each moment is as challenging as the last. With every victory against the encroaching darkness, a glimmer of hope emerges, even as the threat of the undead looms ever closer. Beastbusters 1989 Arcade. Beastbusters 1989 challenges players to step into a chaotic arena where futuristic mayhem meets retro cool intensity. Set in an urban landscape overrun by mutated creatures and outlandish cybernetic foes, the game thrusts you into a relentless battle that blends fast-paced action with strategic combat. Each stage is meticulously crafted, taking you from neon-lit cityscapes to grimy industrial zones where danger lurks behind every corner, and the environment itself seems to pulse with a raw, kinetic energy. The controls are demanding, yet rewarding, requiring split-second reactions as you target and neutralize bizarre adversaries. Every level pushes the limits of precision, forcing a delicate balance between aggressive assaults and careful maneuvering through labyrinthine passages filled with hidden threats. The fluid integration of combat sequences and rapid targeting transforms every encounter into a dynamic, adrenaline-fueled skirmish that keeps the tension high from start to finish. Artistic direction plays a significant role in establishing Beastbusters' unique identity. The game features a blend of gritty urban aesthetics and surreal, almost otherworldly visual elements that create a striking contrast between the familiar and the fantastical. Each enemy is designed with a distinct, almost caricatured style, reinforcing the overall theme of a world pushed to its extremes. A pulsating soundtrack, interwoven with mechanical sound effects and echoing beats, amplifies the immersive experience, driving home the intensity of every confrontation. Far from being a mere exercise in arcade shooting, Beastbusters stands out as a bold experiment in merging imaginative design with relentless action. Bloodstorm 1994 Arcade. Bloodstorm 1994 hit me like a surge of raw, unyielding combat from the moment I flicked the coin into the machine. The screen erupted in a brutal display of gritty realism, where every swing and strike carried an unmistakable weight. There was an undeniable magnetism in the way the game's unpolished, digitized visuals captured a grim underworld, a place where urban decay met relentless, close quarters brawling in a symphony of violence. Steering my fighter through the shadow-drenched corridors of a corrupted city, I felt the intensity of every encounter. The adversaries weren't just opponents, they were embodiments of raw aggression, each with a distinctive aura of menace that demanded an immediate, calculated response. Navigating through the cluttered backstreets and dim alleyways, every move was a careful study in timing and instinct. The responsive controls ensured that each combination of blows felt impactful, as if the digital chaos on screen mirrored the ferocity of a real street fight. The atmosphere was further amplified by a booming, discordant soundtrack that pounded in tandem with each collision of fists and the spray of digital gore. It wasn't merely background noise, it was an integral part of the experience, reinforcing the visceral energy pulsing through every level. Bloodstorm wasn't crafted for casual play, it was a deep dive into a world where brutality and precision were inextricably linked. What stayed with me, long after the credits rolled, was not just the game's fearless depiction of violence, but its unapologetic embrace of a darker, raw aesthetic. Bloodstorm carved a niche in the arcade pantheon by daring to expose a gritty side of combat, making it an unforgettable, adrenaline-soaked journey into the heart of digital chaos. Blood Warrior 1994 Arcade. Blood Warrior 1994 stands as a seminal entry in arcade fighting, distinguished by its uncompromising depiction of digital combat. Set within a dystopian urban maze, the game presents a cityscape marked by crumbling facades and desolate alleyways, where every skirmish unfolds amidst an atmosphere thick with decay and menace. Characters engage in visceral, high-stakes encounters, where each blow carries not only physical force, but also the weight of a society on the brink. In the heat of combat, fighters combine agile strikes with measured defenses, creating an ever-shifting interplay that requires both rapid adjustments and keen strategic insight. Opponents do not adhere to predictable routines. Instead, their erratic behavior compels players to continuously reassess tactics, transforming each encounter into a complex test of reflex and wits. The unpredictability of these duels prevents any sense of complacency, ensuring that every match is as challenging as it is exhilarating. The environment itself contributes powerfully to the game's identity. Urban decay is rendered in somber, muted tones, punctuated by stark splashes of crimson, while layers of digital textures convey a reality teetering on collapse. This grim backdrop is enhanced by a soundscape that melds discordant beats with low, echoing pulses, elements that together evoke a palpable tension and elevate the overall experience. Blood Warrior's enduring appeal lies in its fearless exploration of combat in a world stripped of hope yet saturated with raw intensity. By eschewing conventional design tropes and embracing a uniquely disquieting aesthetic, the title invites players to navigate a realm where every calculated strike and every fleeting moment of respite is a battle for supremacy in an unforgiving urban wasteland. SAR Search and Rescue 1990 Arcade. SAR Search and Rescue 1990 emerges as a distinctive arcade shooter from SNK, setting its stage with an enigmatic narrative that unfolds around a missing pioneer exploration vessel. After a painstaking search, the battered remains of the ship are recovered, prompting the dispatch of 2 elite rescue operatives. Their mission to descend into the eerie wreckage and uncover the truth behind the vessel's mysterious downfall. This grim storyline imbues each stage with a palpable sense of urgency and suspense, as every step taken in the dark corridors of the derelict ship hints at long-forgotten secrets and lurking dangers. The game employs a dual joystick system, echoing the mechanics of SNK's renowned classics like Ikari Warriors and Guerrilla War. One stick governs movement through the labyrinthine environments, while the other grants precise control over aiming, a setup that demands both coordination and tactical foresight. A dedicated trigger releases a steady volley of fire, and a secondary button enables a swift dodge roll, offering a crucial means of evading the diverse onslaught of adversaries. Throughout the mission, players can enhance their arsenal by collecting a variety of weapons, ranging from rapid-fire machine guns and fiery flamethrowers to thunderous rocket launchers. The enemies encountered are as varied as they are formidable: relentless zombies, grotesque mutants, imposing robots, and even alien creatures reminiscent of the iconic xenomorphs from the Alien franchise. Each foe contributes to a rich tapestry of conflict, ensuring that the encounter dynamics remain fresh and unpredictable. SAR Search and Rescue blends a compelling, mystery-driven narrative with an innovative control scheme and a broad spectrum of weaponry. Its atmospheric environments and diverse enemy types create a memorable experience for arcade enthusiasts, marking it as a title that continues to spark interest among fans of strategic, action-packed rescues. Techmo Knight, 1989, arcade. Techmo Knight, 1989, stands out as an arcade fighter that marries high-octane action with a layered narrative steeped in ancient myth. In the game, the hero isn't confined to a single form of combat. Instead, he has the option to switch between two formidable mounts, Smokeman and Tiger, each offering its own distinct style of attack. When riding Smokeman, powerful punches and kicks become the main arsenal, while Tiger allows the use of a spiked ball and chain, granting a broader reach at the expense of raw power. A unique twist comes when an enemy's head detaches upon defeat, occasionally dropping a bonus skull. Collecting the elusive dragon skull triggers the summoning of the flying dragon, a force that renders the hero invincible and whose breath can obliterate any foe. The control scheme challenges players to blend precise timing with tactical decisions. An access attack maneuver enables the hero to vault onto adversaries using either mount, adding a vertical dimension to the combat. However, the stakes are high. If the hero's life wanes, a minor hit might only dislodge his chosen companion, leaving him dangerously exposed with only a frail, short-ranged attack at his disposal. Boss encounters further test the mettle of players, with most bosses appearing in challenging pairs, aside from the final nemesis, Deglomis. Strategic use of props such as bombs and stone rollers scattered throughout the levels can turn the tide, but the overall difficulty remains unforgiving, a design choice reminiscent of other demanding titles like Ninja Gaiden. The storyline varies between regions. In Japan, a dark tale unfolds where the kingdom of Valdic is besieged by the beast demon army intent on resurrecting their dread leader, Deglomes, through blood sacrifice. Legendary warriors, empowered by the deities Smokeman, Tiger, and Dragon, rise as the kingdom's last hope. In contrast, the American version simplifies the narrative, pitting Techmo Knight against the malevolent forces led by Wild Fang. Together, these elements create an experience that is as challenging as it is steeped in mythic lore. Tattoo Assassins, unreleased 1994, arcade. Tattoo Assassins, unreleased 1994, represents an intriguing footnote in arcade history, a project that sought to meld gritty urban action with the mystique of ancient symbolism. The concept centers on elite operatives whose striking tattoos are more than mere adornment. They are the source of formidable, supernatural abilities. Within the game's envisioned narrative, these covert figures navigate labyrinthine cityscapes, from rain-slicked back alleys to clandestine hideouts where rival gangs and eerie, otherworldly entities wage a shadow war. In this design, combat was meant to be both artful and strategic. Fighters would string together intricate sequences of martial moves, each link in the chain enhancing their latent, mystical power. As the tattoos on their bodies flared to life, elemental forces would surge forth, creating dazzling displays that disrupted enemy formations and turned the tide of skirmishes. The system placed a premium on precise timing and deliberate action, encouraging players to blend stealthy maneuvers with explosive counterattacks rather than relying on mindless button mashing. Visually, Tattoo Assassins promised an arresting aesthetic by juxtaposing the ornate beauty of traditional ink designs with futuristic urban decay. The interplay of bold, handcrafted tattoo motifs against harsh, neon-tinged environments was intended to evoke a unique unique cultural fusion. Rumors suggest that the auditory landscape would have similarly bridged eras, layering rhythmic, electronic pulses with the resonant beat of traditional drums. Though Tattoo Assassins never reached the arcade floor, its ambitious blueprint continues to captivate retro enthusiasts and industry historians alike. The game's conceptual framework, a daring experiment in combining mythic artistry with visceral combat, remains a compelling what-if, a lost opportunity that might have reshaped the way arcade action games approach narrative and visual storytelling. Gangai 1999 Arcade. Gangai 1999 is a striking fusion of historical myth and inventive shooter mechanics that sets it apart from typical vertical scrolling titles. Set during Japan's Muromachi period, a time when Shikigami possession granted ephemeral power at a steep price, the game unfolds a legend of cursed fate. According to lore, if one who is possessed can gather the talismans of the 5 Chinese elements, wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, from demons serving the malevolent deity Gangai, and then brave the depths of Matgokumon, Hellgate, to defeat him, the Shikigami's fatal curse is lifted. The action is anything but conventional. While most shooters follow a straight downward path, Gangai frequently shifts its perspective, forcing players to adapt to horizontal and even diagonal scrolling. This dynamic layout mirrors the labyrinthine journey toward the Demon Lord, and keeps every stage fresh and unpredictable. Each character is equipped with a limited bomb attack, a versatile energy blast that can be fired in any direction to obliterate incoming projectiles. In addition, a unique special attack lets players dispatch a Shikigami into the fray. Unlike standard shots, this spectral ally operates independently. Enemy fire that touches it alters color and slows dramatically, and if caught in an ensuing explosion, such projectiles vanish, leaving behind coins. Score accumulation in Gangai is a relentless race against time. Damage inflicted on enemies replenishes a countdown meter, and maintaining an uninterrupted chain of coin collection is crucial. Should the timer deplete, all progress is wiped out, a system that rewards precision and punishes even brief lapses in focus. Melding intricate gameplay with a rich, folklore-driven narrative, Gangai challenges players to navigate a maze of shifting battlefields and supernatural adversaries. It remains a memorable testament to arcade innovation, a game where every move not only shapes the score, but also the destiny of a tormented era. Marvelous verdict. That wraps up our journey through the top 25 most brutal arcade games ever. From the visceral intensity of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and the explosive action of Metal Slug 3 to the mythic depths of Samurai Shodown V, Special and Gangai. These titles redefined arcade combat with innovative mechanics and relentless challenges. Their groundbreaking designs not only pushed the limits of gameplay, but also left an indelible mark on gaming history. If these brutal classics brought back memories, share your wildest arcade experiences in the comments. We're eager to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this deep dive into arcade carnage, hit that like button and subscribe for more thrilling retrospectives. Until next time, keep those quarters ready and the thirst for bloody, brutal action alive.